Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and I am Mr. Musette. I am an illustrator and in this video I will compare the Crayola colored pencils with the Faber-Castell Polychromos in one illustration. So let's jump into it and start to create the illustration which we will color with these two colored pencils.
Someone who doesn't care. You're running away from our problems. So here we stand on the edge tonight. There's no turning back now. I've been weak for 3 damn weeks. I can't think straight, no, I can't eat. I cry and I cry and I cry and I cry the way I cry. It's time to say goodbye.
As you saw, the Crayola pencil set has 24 colors, and for the Polychromos I have a 60 set colored pencils. So I tried to match up the Polychromos pencils as best as I could with the Crayola ones, and here you can see the swatches for both of them side by side. The Crayola ones had a harder lead as the Polychromos, and the Polychromos had a more natural color scheme than the Crayolas. The Crayolas were more vibrant in colors, but this is expected because the Crayolas are more a children colored pencil, and the Polychromos of course is an artist grade art supply. So after I was done with the swatching card, I started to create the illustration which I want to color with these colored pencils, and I decided to use one of my handmade watercolor sketchbooks which I received from one of my artist friends. And first I started to create the line art with black fine liners. I decided to use this sketchbook because when you are working with colored pencils, you need to take in consideration that the paper which you are using needs to have a little bit of texture, that the tooth of the paper grabs more the pigments of the colored pencil, and that way you can build up a lot of different shades and layers of pencils. As you can see, first I started with the Crayola colored pencils, coloring the fox on the left side of the page and the floral elements which are around the fox. And later in the video I will color the fox from the right side and the plants with the Polychromos colored pencils. This way, at the end I will have a side-by-side comparison of these two colored pencils. As I already said at the swatching part, the Crayola colored pencils had a harder lead and took me a little bit of more time and effort to build up the colors and layer them. But it's not impossible to have a good result at the end if you put a little bit of hard work into your drawing. Also with the Crayolas I needed to work a little bit more on the blending side as well. And the Polychromos were more enjoyable to work with because the pigment went very easily on the paper. I didn't need to press too much to get the pigments in the tooth of the paper. Also the blending was much easier as was with the Crayolas. And all of these are expected because the Crayolas, as I said, are meant for children and the Polychromos are meant for artists. And you expect to have all these differences between the two colored pencils. So if you are an artist and you want to make your work more easier, I recommend the Polychromos colored pencils even if they are more expensive. But you don't need to buy a large set of them. You can buy a smaller set and with time you can build up your collection because they are on open stock. But if you are on a budget and you are a starting artist and you want to play a little bit with colored pencil, I also could recommend the Crayolas to play with them in your sketchbook. And even if you need to put a little bit of more effort to create some artwork with the Crayolas, if you have the patience, you can achieve a good result at the end. For me it was really fun to create this video and play with these different colored pencils and to see how they work side by side. And after I finish the illustration, it's really hard to see the difference between the left side of the illustration and the right side. If you don't know that this illustration is made with two different grades of colored pencils, you cannot see that much the two differences. So my final thought is that you don't need to own very expensive colored pencils to create some good art. And if you are a beginner artist and on a budget, start with a cheaper colored pencil. And if you like that art supply, you can upgrade it to a more greater quality and expensive one. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are new to my channel, feel free to subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Also give it a like. And until next time, you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram, which are linked in the description of the video. Thank you for watching, and do not forget, life is a song, illustrate it.
But this ain't true love, this ain't me right here, so I'm gonna leave you. Can be with someone who does.